They say every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Because in this case, those children weren't a family, they were assets, a source of money, a way to game the system. But what this man did in 2012 was so horrifying, it still shocks the world to this day. And the reason why? That's the most disturbing part of all. To understand this case, we have renamed all the names for privacy and community purpose. The man whom we renamed as John, a man who fathered 17 children with multiple women. Sounds chaotic. It was far worse than that, because there was no love here, only control. To understand this man, we have to look his history. The violence started early. At just 19 years old, he attacked a girl named Stacy, stabbed her 27 times, and when her mother tried to save her, he stabbed her too. Fortunately, they survived. But here's the part that's hard to understand. He was sentenced 7 years, but walked free in just 3. I think that was the system's first mistake, cause the upcoming tragedies could have been stopped here, but the system's fault was going to be a great burden to society. And after that, he didn't stop. He evolved. Over the next 2 decades, a disturbing pattern emerged. He targeted vulnerable teenage girls, groomed them, and had children with them, and then turned their life into a living nightmare. Control, abuse, manipulation. By 2003, things had taken an even stranger turn. He was living in a 3-bedroom house with his wife and his mistress, a throuple. Even more, 11 children under one roof. In this case, the money came from UK welfare benefit system. In the UK, parents receive a monthly payment per child. More children, more money. He had 17 children, so this added up significantly. Those children were bringing in money around £25,000 a year in benefits. Everything you have heard so far was just the beginning. And here is where the story takes a totally disturbing turn. In 2012, his mistress, Gwen, finally escaped. She took 5 of her children with her, and just like that, his income dropped. This wasn't a heartbreak for him. It was a financial loss. And then, when he came up with a plan, one which no one could have thought, a plan so disgusting, it sounded unreal. He wanted to win the custody back, not for love, for money. So he decided to stage something. The idea? Set his own house on fire and train Gwen for it. And then heroically rescue the children, proving she was dangerous, winning custody and restoring his income. May 11, 4 a.m. The plan goes into the motion. Petrol is poured through a litter box, a match is lit, and within seconds, everything goes wrong. The fire spread faster than expected. Thick, toxic smoke filled the house. Upstairs, the children were asleep. The most heartbreaking part. 6 children gone. This wasn't a rescue. It was a trap. And this is where the things get even more disturbing. Because while the world mourned, John performed on camera. He acted like a grieving father, but behind the scene, something didn't add up. He was seen flirting with the police officers, laughing, and even engaging in inappropriate behavior. At this point, he was confident of himself, thinking that he will never be caught. But at this point, the police had suspicion, growing that something is off about him. So police bugged his hotel room. Then came the mistake that exposed everything. And what they heard changed the entire case. John's wife was with him. Police heard John coaching his wife. He's sticking with the story, and then his wife told her, I didn't mean to do it on my life. It was over. The truth was out. This wasn't an accident. This was a plan. In 2013, John was sentenced to life in prison. His wife and accomplice received 17 years. But here's what something that still divides the opinion. They both have been released, given a second chance. I don't know why he's still out. So here's the question. If John had never been released after his first attempted murder, would the 6 children still be alive today? And more importantly, do you really think justice was truly served? Let me know in the comments. If you like my work, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.